Meet cute and romance outline. Int. Coffee shop. Late afternoon. The soft hum of jazz plays under the chatter of customers. The golden sun filters through tall windows, casting warm light across the tables. Alina, late 20s, gentle eyes and a thoughtful presence, sits alone near the window, scribbling in her leather journal, lost in her thoughts. Suddenly, the chair across from her pulls out. Daniel, early 30s, tall, well-dressed, with a quiet confidence and mysterious eyes, stands there with a cup of coffee. Daniel, excusing himself with a polite smile. "I'm sorry. This place is packed. Would you mind terribly if I joined you?" Alina glances around. The shop is unusually full. She hesitates, then nods. Alina, "Sure, go ahead." He sits, but doesn't open his laptop or take out a phone. Instead, he sips his coffee and seems present. A rare quality. Alina glances at him, then back to her journal. Daniel, "You're a writer?" She smiles slightly, not lifting her head. Alina, trying to be, mostly just sorting my thoughts. Daniel, "That's still writing, the hardest kind, if you ask me." She looks up, surprised at the sincerity in his voice. Alina, "You write?" Daniel, reading her face. "Used to. Still try sometimes. Never feels good enough." A pause, something familiar in that vulnerability. Alina softens. Alina, "Then you do get it." Daniel, "I like to think I do." They share a quiet moment, filled with the noise of the cafe around them, but isolated in their own space. He leans forward slightly. Daniel, "I'm Daniel, by the way." Alina. Their eyes meet. A subtle current of connection. He gestures at her coffee. Daniel, may I? I bet I can guess your order." She raises an eyebrow. Alina, go on then. Daniel, caramel latte, extra foam, with a dash of cinnamon. Alina blinks in mock surprise, impressed. Alina, "That's either witchcraft or you're dangerously observant." He grins. Daniel, "I'll take dangerous. It's more interesting." They laugh, and something clicks. The moment feels light, almost cinematic. The kind of moment people remember when they talk about how they met. Montage. Weeks passing. Daniel and Alina strolling through a park, sharing stories. Coffee cups on a bench, their hands brushing. Laughter over a shared book at the same cafe. A slow dance in her apartment with city lights outside. Daniel brushing hair from her face, looking at her like she's the only person in the world. Int. Alina's apartment. Night. Alina watches Daniel as he plays with her cat, his smile genuine. Her voice narrates softly in the background. Alina, VO. He was everything I didn't know I was waiting for. Funny, gentle, and full of little mysteries that made me want to know more. She watches him laugh. Alina, VO. I thought I knew him. Beat. Alina, VO. But I didn't. Fast-paced relationship section. Int. Alina's apartment. Morning. Sunlight pours through gauzy curtains. Alina wakes slowly, a soft smile on her face. She turns, and Daniel is already up in the kitchen, cooking breakfast in a crisp white shirt and sleeves rolled. Daniel morning, sleepyhead. I didn't want to wake you. She sits up, the aroma of coffee and eggs floating over. Alina. You cook now too? I'm starting to think you're not real. Daniel, I get that a lot. He winks. They share a smile, the kind that holds warmth and ease. Int. Upscale restaurant. Night, a candlelit dinner. Daniel raises a glass of wine. Alina looks breathtaking, laughing at something he just said. Their hands rest together across the table. Daniel. I booked that weekend trip to the coast. Just us, no phones. I figured we deserve a little escape. Alina, softly. You think of everything, don't you? Daniel. Only when it comes to you. He kisses the back of her hand. She looks enchanted. Montage. The relationship blossoms. Daniel surprises Alina with flowers delivered to her work. Alina wears his shirt while they make pancakes together. Late night talks, lying under blankets, laughing into the early hours. He's there when she gets a rejection email, holding her, listening, encouraging. She introduces him to her best friend, and even she's impressed. They tour an art gallery, whispering to each other like kids with a secret. In Alina's bedroom, night. Alina stands in front of a mirror, brushing her hair. Daniel walks up behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist, watching her reflection. Daniel, you're everything I never thought I'd find. She leans into him, touched, but her eyes flicker in the mirror, just a flicker, at how fast things are moving. Alina. Sometimes it feels like all of this is happening so quickly. Daniel. That's because it's right. He kisses her shoulder gently. Daniel, conted. When something feels this right, why wait? Cozy cabin, weekend getaway, day. They sit wrapped in a blanket on a porch overlooking the ocean, wind in their hair, mugs of tea in their hands. Alina. Tell me something no one else knows. Daniel, smiling, evasive. I've told you more than I've told anyone. She studies him, feeling both comforted and curious. That shadow again. Small, but present. Alina. You're still a bit of a mystery. Daniel. Everyone is. But I'm yours, Alina. That's all that matters. Alina, V.O. He made me feel safe, seen, loved. But even then, in the quiet, something in me wondered, Alina, V.O., haunted. What was he not telling me? Strange clues begin. Interior Alina's apartment. Night. Alina lies in bed staring at the ceiling. The clock reads 2:37 a.m. She glances at the empty space beside her. No Daniel. She reaches for her phone, checks her messages. Nothing. Hesitates, then texts. ALINATEXT. Everything okay? She waits. The typing bubble appears, then disappears. No reply. Alina's living room. Earlier that day, they're curled up on the couch. Alina gently nudges Daniel. Alina. So, you never talk about your family? What were you like as a kid? Daniel smiles faintly, eyes on the TV. Daniel, messy hair. Too curious for my own good. Alina. That's not an answer. He leans over, kissing her to change the subject. Daniel. Let's just say I've worked hard to leave the past in the past. She smiles, but the moment lingers in her mind. Alina's office. Day. Alina talks to her best friend Maya over lunch at her desk. Maya, you've been dating for what, 3 months? And you don't even know where he grew up? Alina. He said somewhere up north, changed towns a lot, foster homes. Maya. Okay, but no photos, no friends, no social media? That's not mysterious. That's suspicious. Alina forces a laugh, brushing it off, but the seed of doubt is planted. Cafe, evening. Daniel rushes in, looking flustered. Alina is already seated, her coffee cold. Daniel, I'm sorry, I had to take care of something. Alina. Something like what? He hesitates, then gives a soft smile. Daniel, work stuff. Boring. You wouldn't want to know. Alina. Try me. He leans in, brushing her hair back. Daniel, I'd rather talk about you. She laughs lightly, but her eyes search his. Alina's apartment. Later that week, Daniel showers in the bathroom. Alina notices his jacket on the chair. She hesitates, then quietly opens the inside pocket. Inside, a small, worn photo of a young boy and woman, faces scribbled out in pen. Her brow furrows. There's also a receipt from a cash-only motel, dated 2 nights ago. The shower turns off. She quickly stuffs everything back in. Bedroom. Moments later, Daniel walks out, towel around his neck. Sees her staring out the window. Daniel? You okay? Alina. Yeah, just thinking. Daniel. About? Alina. Whether I really know you. He smiles faintly, but it doesn't reach his eyes. Daniel. Does anyone really know anyone? Alina. V.O. He always had a way of turning questions into riddles. And me, I was always too afraid of the answers. She watches him disappear into the hallway, the shadows clinging to his silhouette. Alina. V.O. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know how wrong. Warning from a stranger. XT, City Street. Late afternoon. Alina exits a bookstore, arms full of novels. The sky is gray and the air feels heavy. She walks briskly, distracted, when a woman steps directly into her path. Woman, 40s, disheveled, with sharp eyes and a jittery presence, blocks her way. Her voice is urgent. Woman. You need to stop seeing him. Alina blinks, confused. Alina. Excuse me? Woman Daniel. You need to stay away from him before it's too late. Alina. Do I know you? The woman glances around nervously, pulling her coat tighter. Woman number. But I know him. I knew what he was before you ever met him. Alina. This is some kind of joke, right? Woman. It's not a joke. He's dangerous. You think you know him, but you have no idea. Alina narrows her eyes, defensive now. Alina. If you know something about Daniel, tell me. Otherwise, please move. The woman looks at her with pity, mixed with fear. Woman. I'm not here to explain. I'm here to warn you. Get out while you still can, before you end up like the others. Alina's breath catches. Alina. What others? But the woman backs away. Woman. He'll lie. That's what he does. And you'll believe him until it's too late. With that, the woman turns and disappears into the crowd, her figure vanishing like mist. Int. Coffee shop. Minutes later, Alina sits at a corner table, her hands shaking slightly. She replays the encounter in her mind. She dials Daniel. Voicemail message. Hey, this is Daniel. Leave a message. She doesn't leave one. Montage. Investigation begins. Alina searches Daniel plus missing persons on her laptop. News articles flash. Man vanishes after business partner's disappearance. Mysterious fire tied to real estate scandal. None name Daniel directly, but the photo of a younger man in one article looks familiar. Int. Maya's apartment. Night Alina paces while Maya watches her concerned. Alina. She was terrified, Maya. I could feel it. She said he was dangerous, that there were others. Maya. That could mean anything. Maybe she's unwell. Maybe she's lying. Alina. Or maybe she's the only one telling the truth. Maya hesitates, then offers a hug. Maya. You need to be careful. If there's even a chance something's off, trust your gut. In Alina's apartment. Later that night, Daniel returns, flowers in hand. She watches him silently as he walks in, all smiles. Daniel. You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. Alina. Just a strange day. She takes the flowers but doesn't smile. Alina, VO. I couldn't ask him, not yet. But now I wasn't just doubting him, I was afraid of him. Uncovering a hidden identity. Interior Alina's living room, night. The apartment is dark except for the glow of Alina's laptop. She sits cross-legged on the couch typing rapidly, her face tense. Beside her, a notebook with scribbles, timelines, and names. Alina, VO. I couldn't ignore it anymore. The late-night disappearances, the stranger's warning, the way he dodged every question about his past. So I started looking. Int. Alina's apartment. Earlier that day, Alina casually picks up Daniel's wallet from the table while he showers. She flips through it quickly. Driver's license, a couple of credit cards. The ID says Daniel West, born in Michigan. She snaps a photo with her phone and puts it back just as the water stops. Int. Alina's living room. Night continued. She types Daniel West, Michigan into an online people search. A few records appear, but none with his photo. She tries again with different cities. Nothing solid. Her eyes narrow. She searches reverse image on the old newspaper photo she saw earlier, the man involved in a missing persons case in Chicago. The image search links to a forum post titled, Whatever Happened to Thomas Vale? Alina clicks it. On screen. Thomas Vale, a finance consultant, vanished in 2017 after his business partner was found dead under suspicious circumstances. Some believe he changed his identity and fled the country. Others think he never left. Alina, VO, Thomas Vale. Same eyes, same jawline, older now, but it was him. She grabs her phone and zooms in on the photo, a distinctive scar on the man's neck. She flips through her camera roll, finds a candid shot of Daniel shaving, the same scar. She stares at it, heart pounding. Alina, V.O. Daniel West didn't exist before 5 years ago, but Thomas Vale did, and he disappeared the same year Daniel showed up. INT Police Station, day flashback. Alina sits across from a clerk, trying to sound casual. Alina. I'm helping my boyfriend update some paperwork. Do you have public records on birth certificates from Michigan? CLERK, sure. Name? Alina Daniel West, born 1990. She waits. The clerk scrolls through a screen, frowns. CLERK? Sorry, no record under that name and date. Are you sure it's Michigan? Alina forces a smile. Alina must have been mistaken. INT, Alina's bathroom, night. Alina stares at herself in the mirror, her face pale, her breathing shallow. Alina, V.O. He told me he had nothing to hide, that we were building something real, but the truth was, I didn't even know his real name. INT, bedroom. Moments later, Daniel walks in behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist like always. Daniel, you've been quiet today? Everything okay? Alina forces a nod, hiding the storm behind her eyes. Alina, yeah, just tired. He kisses her temple. Daniel, I've got a surprise for you this weekend. You'll love it. She smiles faintly, but her hands tighten into fists. Alina, V.O. Now I had a choice. Keep pretending, or find out what he was really hiding. A terrible discovery. Interior Public Library. Evening rain taps against the windows. Alina sits at a dusty corner computer, eyes locked on the screen. She's deep into archived news reports, piecing together the last threads. She types, Thomas Vale plus charges plus disappearance. Enter an old article loads. Her eyes scan every word. On screen, headline. Finance consultant charged in business partner's disappearance, now missing. Alina, V.O. It wasn't just that he'd changed his name. It was why he did it. On screen, excerpt. Thomas Vale was indicted in connection to the 2017 disappearance of business partner Elliot Granger, who was believed to have uncovered evidence of financial fraud. Authorities suspected foul play when Vale vanished days before the trial. Alina scrolls further. A photo shows a younger Thomas, her Daniel, with a forced smile beside a man labeled Elliot Granger. Her breath catches. In T Police Station, night. Alina sits with a detective, hands gripping the photo she printed from the article. The detective, Detective Ramirez, eyes it warily. Detective Ramirez, you're telling me this man, Thomas Vale, goes by Daniel West now and has been living under the radar? Alina, yes, I'm living with him. I didn't know who he really was, until now. Ramirez nods slowly, taking notes. Detective Ramirez, the case went cold after Vale disappeared. Granger's body was never found. But if you have proof of his whereabouts... Alina slides over the printouts, the scar comparison, the photo from her phone. Detective Ramirez, this is enough to reopen it. INT. Alina's apartment. Late night. Alina sits alone, lights off, clutching a wine glass she hasn't touched. Her phone buzzes. It's Daniel. Text from Daniel. On my way home. Missed you today. She doesn't respond, just stares at the screen, then out the window. Alina, V.O. He lied about everything. His name, his past, maybe even the way he looked at me. Flashback, INT, cabin, weekend getaway. Daniel stands in front of the fire, pouring wine. He watches her as she studies a painting. Daniel. Do you ever think about starting over? Alina. Sometimes, but I like to believe people don't need new lives. Just honesty. Daniel smiles, but there's tension behind it. Daniel. Sometimes honesty is the most dangerous thing of all. Back to present. Alina's apartment. Alina's breathing picks up. Her hands tremble. Alina, V.O. And I'd let him into every part of my life. My home, my heart. A knock at the door. She freezes. Another knock, louder this time. Daniel, O.S. Alina, it's me. She looks toward the door, then down at the folder of evidence on the table. Her reflection stares back at her from the dark window, confused, hurt, terrified. Alina, VO. He ran from the truth once, but this time it's running straight toward me. Confrontation and denial. Interior, Alina's apartment. Night. The door creaks open. Daniel steps inside, shaking rain from his coat. He smiles when he sees her, but it fades quickly. Alina stands in the middle of the room, rigid. A manila folder rests on the coffee table beside her. Daniel. Hey. You didn't answer my texts. Everything okay? She doesn't speak, just gestures to the folder. Alina open it. Daniel hesitates, then walks over and flips it open. Newspaper clippings, printed photos, and the old photo of Thomas Vale spill out. His expression shifts. He's silent. Alina, soft, trembling. Who are you? He slowly closes the folder. Daniel, I don't know what you think you found. Alina, don't, Lieutenant. A beat. Tension buzzes in the air like a live wire. Alina, conted. Your name isn't Daniel West. You were accused in a disappearance. You vanished before trial. You let me believe I knew you. Daniel, calmly. I had to. I didn't do what they said. You have to believe that. Alina, then why did you run? He looks at her, searching her eyes for trust he no longer has. Daniel, because I didn't think anyone would believe me, and maybe I wasn't entirely innocent, not in the way you want me to be. She flinches. Alina, what does that mean? Daniel, I didn't kill him, Alina, but I knew what he found. I knew what it meant, and I didn't stop it. Alina's hands tremble. She steps back. Alina, so it's true, all of it. Daniel, not all of it. I didn't hurt him, but I ran because I was scared. I built a new life, and for the first time, I found peace with you. He steps toward her gently. Daniel, can't, and I meant it every moment. None of that was fake. Alina, coldly. You don't get to say that. You made me fall in love with someone who doesn't exist. His voice cracks. Daniel, he does exist. I'm still me, Alina. I just started over. Isn't that what people do when they're broken? She shakes her head, tears welling. Alina, they take responsibility. They don't disappear and pretend it never happened. Daniel, you don't understand what I was running from. Alina, then tell me. He opens his mouth, then closes it. He can't. Alina, VO. That was the moment I knew. He'd only ever tell me part of the truth. Enough to pull me back in, never enough to trust him again. Alina, resolute, I want you to leave. Daniel looks wounded. Daniel, please, don't do this, you know me. Alina, I thought I did. A beat. He nods slowly, then turns, walking toward the door with something between shame and heartbreak on his face. Alina, VO. Even in his confession, he held back, and that was the most terrifying part. Slam. The door closes behind him. The full secret revealed. Interior abandoned cabin. Night. The wind howls outside. Inside, the room is dimly lit by a single hanging bulb. Alina stands near the doorway, her coat soaked from the rain. Across from her, Daniel sits slouched in a chair, eyes hollow. Alina. You asked me to come. I'm here. Now tell me everything. No more half-truths. Daniel nods slowly, rubbing his hands together. A long pause. Daniel. I wasn't just running from the police. I was running from them, the people who killed Elliot. Alina tenses. Daniel, Conti. He found something he wasn't supposed to. It wasn't just financial fraud, it was a cover-up. Money laundering tied to a private intelligence firm. We thought we were just advisors working with high-risk clients. But we were helping them hide blood money. He swallows hard, avoiding her eyes. Daniel, Conti. Elliot wanted to blow the whistle. I begged him not to, told him we should disappear quietly, but he was stubborn. And then, one night, he was just gone. Alina and you ran. Daniel first. I tried to find him. I searched everywhere, but then I found a note in my apartment. no words, just a photo of me, asleep, taken from inside my room. Alina's hand flies to her mouth. Daniel, Kant. I knew what it meant, so I vanished, changed my name, buried my past. Alina, why didn't you tell the police? Daniel. Because I wasn't just a bystander. I took money, I forged reports, I made it all look real. I didn't kill Elliot, but I gave them everything they needed to destroy him. He finally meets her gaze, his eyes dark with guilt. Daniel, Conti, they let me live because I disappeared, but I knew if I ever talked, I'd be next. Alina stares at him, her voice barely a whisper. Alina, so why now? Why risk this? Daniel, because they found me again. A pause. Daniel reaches into his coat and pulls out a torn envelope. Inside, a single Polaroid photo. Alina at her office, unaware, taken from across the street. Her face drains of color. Daniel, Contied. They don't send threats, they send warnings. And that means I have two options: vanish again, or finally finish what Elliot started. Alina. By doing what? Daniel. Exposing them. Every file, every transaction. I have it all. Encrypted, hidden. I kept it in case this day ever came. Alina. Why involve me, Daniel? Because you're the only person who ever made me believe I could do something right. A beat. Alina looks at the photo again. Alina, V.O. The truth wasn't just painful, it was dangerous. And now it had a face. Mine. Alina. Then we do it together, but on my terms. No more secrets. Daniel nods. Daniel. No more secrets. But as she turns to leave, he hesitates, his eyes flicking toward a locked drawer beneath the floorboards. Alina, V.O. But something in his silence told me one last secret still remained. Escape or forgive. Interior Alina's bedroom. Early morning. Soft light spills through the curtains. Alina lies awake, eyes fixed on the ceiling. Daniel's breathing steady beside her, but she's not at peace. Her mind races. Alina, V.O. He told me everything, or almost everything. The betrayal, the danger, the blood on his hands, even if not by his own. And now it was my turn to decide who I was in his story. Int. Kitchen. Moments later, Alina stands at the counter watching coffee drip into the pot. Her phone buzzes on the table. Text from Detective Ramirez. We're ready when you are. Just say the word. Her finger hovers over the reply. She puts the phone down. Int. Daniel's study. Continuous. She opens the hidden drawer Daniel tried to keep her from. Inside, a flash drive, a passport under yet another name, and a wad of cash. Her breath catches. Alina, V.O. He said no more secrets, but this was still an escape plan. Daniel appears in the doorway, silent. They lock eyes. Daniel. You looked. Alina, I had to. You left me no choice. He steps inside slowly. Daniel. It's just a precaution, in case things go bad. Alina. Or in case you plan to run again. Daniel. I don't want to run, not anymore. She studies him, the man she loved, the man who lied, the man who confessed, all of them standing in front of her now, in one body. Alina. You said you have everything, proof of what they did, Daniel. Yes, but going public means they'll come after both of us. Alina. And if I turn you in? Daniel. Then I disappear. Again. Or I die. But I wouldn't blame you. Silence. Alina, softly. You broke something in me. Something I don't know if I can fix. Daniel nods. His voice breaks. Daniel, I never meant to hurt you, but I won't lie anymore. I'll face what I did, with or without you. A long pause. Then, slowly, Alina walks over and holds out the flash drive. Alina. Then we take them down. Together. You owe Elliot that. You owe me that. Daniel looks stunned, eyes wet. Daniel. You're sure, Alina? Number. But I'm tired of being afraid, tired of pretending love and truth can't exist in the same room. She picks up the phone, deletes the message to Ramirez. Alina, V.O. I didn't forgive him. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I believed in the truth, and I believed he was ready to face it. Tan train station. Later that day, Alina and Daniel, both wearing backpacks, walk through the crowd. They don't speak, but their hands brush, and she lets him take hers. Alina, VO. I chose the hardest path. Not justice, not vengeance. Something in between. The kind of choice only love and pain could create. Twist ending. XT, train platform. Night. The train winds as it slows, lights flickering in the distance. Alina and Daniel stand on the edge of the platform, their faces bathed in the glow of the station lights. He's carrying their bags, looking at her with a quiet intensity. Alina, VO. We were leaving. Together. The world behind us. A new life ahead. It felt like we had a chance, like everything we'd fought for had led us here. Alina gazes at the train as it approaches. The weight of everything, the lies, the betrayal, the forgiveness, suddenly hits her. She breathes in deeply, her heart still racing from the decision to stand by him. Daniel. It's going to be okay, Alina. You've made the right choice. I'll never let you down again. She looks up at him, forcing a smile. Alina. I don't know what's ahead, Daniel. But I trust you. I trust that you've changed. They stand in silence for a beat, the sounds of the station around them filling the empty space. Daniel, softly. I've waited a long time for someone like you. You know that, right? She nods, her voice faltering. Alina, I know. I felt it too. As the train comes to a halt, the doors open with a soft whoosh. The platform is crowded, but the two of them stand at the entrance, ready to board. Then, just as they start to walk toward the door, Alina feels a sharp twinge at the back of her mind. A flicker of something off. Her eyes dart around the station. She scans the crowd almost unconsciously, and then she sees it. Across the platform, standing near the benches, a woman watches them. Her posture is stiff, her face familiar, too familiar. Alina's heart skips. A LINAVO number. It couldn't be. The woman's eyes lock onto hers, unblinking. Her face is pale, her lips parted in a knowing expression. The woman's hair, blonde, disheveled, catches the dim light, and for a moment, Alina sees something unsettling in her gaze. Alina, whispering, "Who is that?" Daniel turns, his face frozen as he follows her line of sight. Daniel, it's nothing, just a stranger. But Alina steps forward, unable to tear her eyes away. The woman is still staring at her. Alina, number. I've seen her before. Daniel's hand catches her wrist, pulling her back. Daniel. Alina, it's not, please, let's go. But before he can stop her, the woman moves forward, her steps calculated. Alina watches, feeling a chill creep up her spine. The woman stops in front of them. Woman, coldly. I see you're still with him. Alina's breath catches. Woman, Kant. Did he tell you he had a wife? A child? Did he tell you about the others? The world tilts beneath Alina's feet. Daniel, panicked. Number. She's lying, Alina. Don't listen to her. Alina turns to him, her hands shaking. Alina. What? What does she mean? Who are you, Daniel? The woman sneers. Woman. I'm his wife. His first one. The one he disappeared on. You're just another name in the long list of people he's left behind. Alina feels the ground slip from under her as the words sink in. Daniel. No, this isn't how it seems. Alina, please, let's just go. But Alina is already backing away, her heart pounding, her world crumbling in slow motion. Alina, you lied, all this time. You lied to me. Daniel's face turns to desperation. Daniel, it's not like that. She's the past. You're my future. But Alina is no longer listening. She turns, running toward the exit, leaving Daniel and the woman behind. Alina, VO. I thought I knew him. I thought he was mine. But I was never the only one. As she steps into the night air, her phone buzzes in her pocket. She pulls it out, but her hands tremble too much to read the message. Text from Ramirez. We have him. He's on the move. Don't trust him anymore. He's been lying to everyone. The twist was real. She was never the only one. And now she doesn't know who to trust anymore, not even herself.